Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody, calm
2,
down.
1. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Amal, and joining me tonight, I have Andy, Carl, Mus, and George, and we are the Monday Blues. It's been a week, and I feel lost and confused without the footy, gentlemen. How do we feel? How do you guys feel without the footy for the last
I feel
week?
lost and confused without you guys. I bloody miss you guys.
Where are we? It's been a while.
It's been ages.
Yeah.
Andy, how you doing?
I'm well. I'm good. Weekend was strange. No footy. Nerves kicking in. Like, far out. We're in finals, you know? So, usually this time of year, I've kind of checked out from the season. But, man, I'm so just locked in. How you boys going?
Well, it was a weird weekend, but even during the week, it was different.
There's no build up to anything.
Yeah, there's no footy talk, and it was just yeah. But I guess it was good. Not much stress.
It's different.
Tell you what, it was stressful getting tickets for next week. That's for sure. We'll talk about that. But it was just it was odd. Like it's not looking forward to something on the weekend. Like footy structures my weekend personally, right? Like it's whether it's certain TV programs or actually watching the footy and whatnot, you sort of tend to operate things outside of that. And obviously, the Carlton time slots, everything revolves around that. But different week. But what a build up. One more weekend, and we're back into it.
What about you, Mus?
And I woke up on Friday and it felt like it was Monday. It was weird. There was no, like I say, no preview, and looking forward to games and hearing who's in and who's out. But there was none of that. So I was doing it that hard. I went and watched the Roxburgh Park Magoos today playing Keeler. They got done. So my brother was playing in the seconds there. So that's how hard I was doing it. I went and watched local footy. It was really tough this weekend.
Starving.
Shout out the Monday Blues.
Absolutely. I've also got a shout out to the Monday Blues as well.
I saw that.
That was
Nice.
good.
Nice. Yeah, no, look, like the rest of you boys, it's been hard to sort of structure my weekend. Now, obviously, there was golf, and for once in the last 3 months, I actually played a good round of golf, which was nice. But yeah, coming back to not having to look forward to a game or anything like that just threw me off. Now, I did obviously have in the back of my mind that we're in finals, and we've got a massive game against Sydney on Friday night at the G, and there's that to look forward to. So with that on my mind, I was wearing my Carlton gear out. But I don't live in the north like you boys. I live in the southeast, and the Carlton Guernsey or the Carlton gear in this side of town doesn't get much much looks. I reckon if I wear an IPL jersey here, it would get more attention than any sort of AFL gear. I think that might be able to help you and sort of give you a hint of where I live. But having said that, there was one guy who was wearing his Carlton training top, and I saw him at Coles the other night. I was wearing my Carlton jumper. He was wearing a jumper over it. He turned around, he saw me, turned back, and he's like, "Oh fuck, there's another Carlton fan here in Coles." So he took his jumper off, turned around, looked at me, I looked at him, we made eye contact. I just gave him a nod. He's like, "Yeah, go Baggers." And it just gave me a good feeling. Like, there's this bond
How good is it?
between us. Yeah, it's freaking awesome. And then after that, we engaged in the secret handshake, which is, a kiss. But then we moved on and no. It's a secret handshake. Obviously, only Carlton members know of it. So
I don't go for Carlton.
I don't go for Carlton either, man. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
On a more tame Carlton supporter, random meeting. I, work in a corporate office in the city, and you suits and shirts and whatnot as well, and getting a morning coffee in the building, and it was like 8 a.m. and I saw a bloke that came into work, and he had the Carlton beanie on, and I looked at him, he looked at me, and he gave me that look like, you're one of us, right? And I just gave him that nod like that, and it was just this smile of pride, like that. I'll never forget. At the end of, I don't want to remember, around 23. I hate thinking about it, but I put my Carlton jacket away and my Carlton gear away in the closet. And I'm like, I just you can't wear anything with pride after something like that, or even after a loss, right? But the fact that this bloke in the corporate office, Carlton beanie on in the morning, and it's just that sense of pride, and that it was nice. So that was a more tame moment, I think.
Kiss on the lips, or
No
comment.
I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
no comment.
It was a long embrace. We hugged it out for a couple of minutes. That was all.
Don't backtrack now. Don't backtrack now. The internet never forgets.
No, it's good. It's good. There's a bond, I think, between us Carlton supporters, especially now. You can feel that a lot of us have sort of come together. I think it was Terry from Blue Abroad put it beautifully. He said that the generations have connected thanks to this team and the fact that they've made finals after so long. So that feeling is definitely there. And I don't know. I don't think other supporter bases get this excited about their team. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. But I don't know. Just being a Carlton supporter, to Andy's point from months ago, is a privilege. It's a privilege to support such a big team, such a known team, such a powerhouse of the sport that we love, which is the AFL. It's so good. And I'm so excited for the final, or the first final, this Friday night.
The Carlton slogan at the moment is "Stronger Together," so I think it's
awesome slogan. It's one of their better ones.
Agreed. I think on that though, mentioning the togetherness and things like that, and us and how we feel about our team and how we get more excited potentially than other opposition fan bases. But you also see it in a lot of commentary and a lot of sort of media when they say, a strong Carlton is a great AFL year. Like, the AFL benefits with a strong Carlton and the supporter base, and, finals will be better with Carlton and things like that, because they know how we feel, how we react with the ups and downs and the running. And what was it? Even the AFL awards, I think Gil was introducing the season and recapping and things like that, and, talking about some retirees and ups and downs. And he's like, Carlton fans were losing their minds 10 weeks ago, and now they're playing finals and stuff like that. That's how we introduced the bloody AFL awards. So they all feed into that. I think they tap into that. They know how we feel and how
hate us, man.
How we're emotionally invested. Like, other fans, not knocking other fans, but they can walk away from a loss and whatever next week, man. It controls our moods, our emotions, Oh, that's us anyway. So
I was visiting
big history.
Big history. On that point, Mus, I was visiting my uncle last night. Shout out my Uncle Sam, avid watcher. Appreciate you. And long time Carlton man, huge Carlton man. And just the stories he had. I was supposed to visit him for an hour last night. I was there for 4 hours, as us Arabs do. And
that was just at the front door.
Hasn't even gone in yet.
Hasn't walked in. Yeah.
The success he got to see, when he was younger, and then we've never tasted success. We don't know what that is. Imagine, seeing the glory days, seeing the big numbers, the big games, the big wins, and then watching the club you love slowly deteriorate and become just a shell of its former self. And then the feeling of pride, like when he talks about this current list, there's something special about it. You know what I mean? And I don't know, are we just that starved for success? But to hear someone who's barracked for the team 20 years longer than we have, who got to witness the good times, it was really refreshing, and it was a real eye opener as to just how successful this club was. You hear, like, you read the stats, but when you hear someone talk to you about the little things, the past players that, not the Jezelinkos and the Bruce Dools and the Kernahans that, we all know about, but the Tommy Alvins, the Mil Hannas, like the players that, like they were popular back then, that they don't get the mentions now.
Mm.
But to hear someone, tell you these stories and have so many stories, and you're just like, man, you were so lucky. Like I was listening to my Uncle Sam last night, and I was just like, man, you are so lucky.
I've got to tell my son about Ian Prendergast and the Wizard Cup.
There you go. There you go.
That's all we got, huh?
I swear, man.
Got that on DVD.
What's a DVD, Dad?
The last trophy we listed, had to own it.
Son, the last finals we made was off the back of Essendon doing too much drugs.
Yeah, literally.
Allegedly.
I actually watched that the other day.
How good because it's coming up a lot this week because it's been obviously 10 years, but the irony that we beat Richmond from 9th in elimination final is just it's fantastic. Sorry, Ninthman.
I'm so jealous of Richmond. 3 premierships since then. We beat them in an elimination final, and they just went up, and we just down.
Yep.
But no negative talk. We're in the finals, boys.
We're in the finals. We are well and truly in the finals against Sydney on Friday night. And in preparation for that, the club ran an open training session on Saturday. A few of the boys were able to attend. How was the open training session, boys?
Was you off,
George? You got there first?
Yeah. I expected a whole heap of people, but got there a little bit early, so it was good. Got in nice and early. They had everything set up. Put the tram in, first time catching public transport for a long time, probably since Andy younger days. The tram 19 on Sydney Road. So brought back a bit of memories, and walking into, as we used to know, it was up the Soval, Princess Park. The memories were just, I think the last time I probably went there, to be honest, was 2005, maybe it was. So a fair time ago. But the atmosphere was electric for a training session. I've been to a few other bits and pieces, but that was insane. Just to see everyone, and it was that vibe, that feeling of that together, the fellow sportsmanship of just the Carlton Football Club. It was there, and you could see it. Everyone was up and about. There were familiar faces. There were old faces, young faces. It was just everyone. It was really good, George.
Just before George kicks off, sorry, George, just correct me if I'm wrong, Mus, but the official crowd attendance was higher than any Melbourne home game this year as well, wasn't it?
Hey, it wasn't far off. Look, I don't know the exact numbers, Amal, but it was really good. The ground obviously is they're doing some reno works towards the southern end and that, but seeing that stand, I think he's part of the John Nichols and I've forgotten the name off the top of my head now. You see the Optus and the Pepsi or whatever it was, that old wooden chairs. Yes, Gillen stand. So it was still there. So I think that's part of heritage. They can't actually knock it down. Is that right?
I don't know.
Yeah, someone was saying.
I know there's a lot of parkland around there that they can't touch because of the heritage, and that's one of the reasons why, like local council won't approve any building or any expanding.
Yeah. Look, the ground looked in really good nick. There were some old timers there that were really familiar. I went there as a young sort of 8-9-year-old and sort of started young. My brother used to do security down up to Soval, so we used to get lucky enough to go down there on Saturday, plonk me in the stand, and sitting, with the likes of Christus and Kutas and that. So brought back a lot of memories. It was really, really special to see a lot of those older faces and some young, fresh blood coming through. Really, really, really was great to see. George.
Yeah, it was, and what a day it was. Honestly, Melbourne turned it on like it was a beautiful day. So I know they had a lot of outdoor stuff and jumping castles and animal farms and whatnot out the front. But going in, I think I went about half an hour after you, and it was a pretty decent crowd at the time. They were doing their match simulation, and I sort of went down the ramps and went around the other side of the ground where it was a little bit quieter. And yeah, walking through, passing the the food vendors and the toilets and stuff inside the stadium, and I was just flooded with memories because the last game attending was 04-05, I think, when they had their last game there. At the time, I remember watching those years. It was Nick Stevens in our midfield and Andy Walker and McKernan, Mick Martin, and those boys. I vaguely remember those in those last years. And yeah, going to the other side, it was nice to have a couple of blokes come around, for a bit of a photo and a chat, and saw Lockie Fogarty first. He almost tackled me after the photo, taking the photo, the tackling machine that is Lockie Fogarty. Absolutely great blokes. And yeah, it was a shout out as well. Mars from Jumper Punch, Terry Blue Broad. We had a nice chat as well, just catching up, and good to see those boys there as well. And yeah, just heaps in the crowd. A lot of families. Actually, they put on. I've been to a few open training sessions in the last few years, and obviously COVID impacted and things like that the last couple of years. But they put on a really good one today. With the stuff going on inside the club and outside the club. So yeah, shout out to them. Finals. Yeah. Well, yeah, unheard of, honestly. That word. So. And it was nice. Yeah, they'd done a bit of a sort of a signing session afterwards, and got around, especially the kids and the families. Shout out to Adam Sard signing a select footy card for me. Thank you, mate. But yeah, it was nice. It was just a nice moment. Just the vibe and the seeing the Carlton fans up and about, the anticipation in the air was great. And then it makes you think like, again, you're getting a bit ahead of yourself, but it makes you think like, the week of the grand final, watching the captain's run and things like that as well. And like it G's you up. So yeah, it was lovely, man. Great day. Club put on a good show. And it wasn't just the only thing that was hot. There was a bit of a spot fire.
Yeah. Tell me about that, boys. Because I loved seeing that. But how did it start? Does anyone know how it started or?
No,
I think it was from a tackle. They said
they were doing
tackle from Kennedy.
Yeah, they were doing a simulation sort of mini practice match. I think it was really good actually. They there was lots happening. It wasn't just a typical just a quick training session. It was structured, and there was people doing different things. There was a break sort of with the defenders and the forwards and the mids, and then they went into some drills and they went into mini simulation, and then you'd sort of see. I'll come back to this, but. Your players like your Akers, and there was Zach Williams just doing laps. So there was some of them had no contact with specific trainers. Some had different things going on, sort of nursing their comeback to sort of footy or whatever it is. You sort of saw Akers with a strapped shoulder and sort of didn't have much movement in his arm, and then lots of other bits and pieces that were sort of happening. But with that one there, it was part of the simulation that they were having.
Before the spot fire, were you watching Walsh in the match simulations and the training? He was.
I caught a little bit of him. Yeah,
he was training like a man possessed. He was a beast. He was playing in beast mode. His evasiveness, and he was. I was just watching him, and I was like, "Wow, this." He was playing like a man on a mission in a training match as well. But he looked next level. So that G'd me the hell up, man.
Yeah, there was a few. I didn't expect that much contact, to be honest, especially leading into a final. It was like they were playing to save their lives. It wasn't like, and this is probably what led to that sort of. Fiery encounter that was Pitternet and Kennedy. I didn't catch the start of it, but sort of got a little bit sort of through it. But then when you see Cripps sort of walk away, you sort of go, okay, yeah, not much happening there. It's just pretty standard. I think that's how they train these days. I mean, it's how they play. So, So,
I loved
you
it.
get from it, George?
Yeah, it was good to see.
Yeah. It was good to see. I mean, you sort of see straight away the media tries to jump on it. But it got shut down nicely by Carlton. So I think that was fantastic.
I love what Cripps came out and said today. Cripps, I think it was today. He was like, "No, we love it. Yeah. We embrace it." He's
can't say nothing about that.
Yeah, Pitto's, Pitto's a hard man, and Kennedy's not going to back down from no one. Didn't he punch on with Cripper at the start of the year?
Yes,
as well.
I remember that.
He still toe-to-toe with Cripper. Yeah. So Kennedy's not going to back down, and I love Kennedy's. Like you said, Moose, it's like they were training for their lives. They're training for their spots, mate.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
We've got an influx of potential ins. People are going to have to miss out. So nobody wants to drop the ball this time of year. Imagine playing for the last, 2 months. All of a sudden, it's finals. You don't want to miss your spot now, mate. I'm not dropping the ball for 1 second.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, true.
It's good.
100%. Now, was that the intensity across the group? Was everyone sort of training at the same intensity? Was there anyone that looked a bit flat or not interested or anything like that?
I'll just jump in real quick. Akers, Sauce, off the top of my head, were just doing laps, no contact, nothing else. Not much ball movement either. It was mainly just laps with Akers and Sauce. Zach Williams was there in the background doing some laps and giving some high fives. So just enjoying the holiday.
Good to see him back in the fold.
Harry, I think left early, or was he, I didn't see him that last hour or so.
Yeah,
Like,
I read something online about that. He left early.
Yeah,
it was. He was just in the initial training bit and then disappeared. So.
Precautionary, and then Kennedy at the end of the match simulation, he was sort of doing, running sort of half laps, and then just sort of doing a bit of tackle, wrestling sort of training with one of the coaches and whatnot. But I was watching Walsh, and this guy was on. He was on another level. His evasiveness, in the contest and whatnot. So it was exciting to see him. It felt like he wasn't really restricted with his movement or anything like that. So yeah, excited. And everyone just looked switched on. Like, I've been to a few, over the years and over the decades, open training sessions where, they're having a run, they're having a bit of a laugh, and the intensity was there. It felt like they're not, they wanted to not just put on a bit of a show, but it's you could feel that, the intensity, the pressure, and really just even the way they were tackling in the contest and stuff like that as well. So it wasn't just the gloves were off effectively, right, when the way they were playing. So yeah, no, it was
George just joined us up.
I'll swear, man. I'll swear.
Boss is going to come out. They trained like dogs last week, yeah. No, it was nice.
Vossi was definitely in a mood. He was getting around. We were just yelling shit out to him. He was just reacting. He was looking back, sticking fingers up, having a laugh. So he was really soaking it up. It was really good to see that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. If there's anyone that deserves to soak it up, it's the Carlton Football Club and Voss. And to be honest, actually, everyone involved at the club, like we were down and out for the count. We were done. We were dead. And then, after that Gold Coast game, we resuscitated our own season, and all of a sudden we finished 5th. Man, soak it up as much as you can, because these kind of stories.
I know what Andy wants to say. I know what Andy wants to say. Go on.
I want to go all the way, boys.
100%.
Yeah.
What's the 3 famous words?
Tell me.
Job's not done.
Job is not done. Fucking oath, bro. I'm so G'd. Like,
1 week at a time, gents.
I don't think it's 1 week at a time anymore, bro. I want to win the whole thing. I'm so G'd up, man.
We'll call it early. In 2 weeks' time, I know we're getting way ahead of ourselves, but fuck it. In 2 weeks' time, if any of our listeners are from Brisbane or Adelaide and can sort us accommodation,
in.
Hook us up. Maybe pick us up from the airport as well.
Pick us up from the airport for the prelim. Just getting it in there really nice and early. Jump in the comments. I know we've got a few people that listen from WA, a few people listen from LA, but yeah, if anyone from Brisbane or Adelaide, getting in early.
Oh, man.
We want to win Adelaide.
Imagine that. Well, list spots are becoming harder and harder, not only game by game, but spots within the Carlton playing list as well. Now, trade rumours are running hot at the moment around 2 players in particular, in Silvani and Fisher. Now, we've got some updates on them. Who wants to take over those updates?
I know Fisher's been offered, I think, 5 years by North.
Yeah.
Which, mate, jump on it. Take it. Because you're not going to get that from Carlton, no chance. So,
I reckon he's gone.
It'll be weird. It'll be so weird to see Fish in a different top. But, thanks for your service. If that's the road you want to go on, if you want to jump off the Premiership bandwagon, then so be it, my fishy friend. But once you're there, mate, you're the enemy. So if he wants to go, which I think he should, like 5 years, that's unheard of. For
What are they offering? Anyone know?
I don't know.
800,000.
Oh wow!
Wow.
What, a year?
No, I'm joking.
No.
He's taken 500-600. You think?
400 to 500, I reckon.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, the security
about
of a
what it's
5-year deal, I think, is
Yeah.
You'd be hard pressed to find that anywhere else. And if that's the case, the club will say, "Hey, we're not standing in your way." There's no way the club's going to match that. So, good luck to him if he's,
Yeah.
I mean, good luck to him for the rest of this season. But
Very
yeah,
good.
so since he's come in, he's done, he's done a serviceable job. So hopefully he can continue that. And yeah, it should be interesting to see what we get for him.
I think we deserve the first priority pick. Just give us pick one.
We'll get like pick 60 for him. In all honesty, he'd be stupid not to take it if it's a legit deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Loyalty.
he's been through the ringer with Carlton, exactly
That's the
right,
thing.
Will Lord. And all of a sudden,
Exactly.
Carlton come good. Where's he going to go to North
Exactly.
Melbourne?
Yeah, but he's not going to get a game at Carlton.
He's still part of it. If his heart belongs to, if he bleeds blue, then mate,
But do you think the club's showing him the door? Do you think the club's saying, "Hey, go, like, we're not going to renew your contract"? Like, there's every chance the club's saying there's probably not going to be a best 22 spot for you.
Hasn't he still got a year on his contract?
That's what I thought. So I thought
think
he's
he does.
contracted for next year.
No idea.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still got another year.
I think
Well,
I
if
did
that's
read
the
that
case,
somewhere.
they're gonna have to trade for him then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're probably going to get a
Okay.
third rounder or something like that.
No. I want their first pick. Oh, they didn't even finish first. They even suck at tanking, man.
Just straight swap for Ben McKay.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Zach Fisher. So last July 2022, he re-signed with Carlton until the end of 2025. So he's contracted
They're 2 years.
2025.
for 2 more years. Yes. So we
Oh,
re-signed him. We re-signed him in July 2022
He's not going anywhere.
for 3 years. So
No, I think they'll get rid of him.
Well, that's the thing. What can they offer us? I want Taron Thomas.
Ben McKay.
Straight swap. Straight.
Ben
Oh,
McKay.
yeah, I'll take a Ben McKay.
Glenn
not
Archer.
happening. It's not happening.
Yeah.
They're going to try and throw like a 4th rounder, or we're going to probably try and get a 2nd or 3rd or something like that. But as soon as if a club probably stiffs and says, hey, you don't really want him, or you haven't really made, well, you can't really say you don't really want him or haven't made an effort to re-sign him because he is contracted. So they'll try and get him on the cheap. But North have a pretty good draft hand and can we can sort of leverage that. So.
Yeah.
It also might depend, and I'm sure there's going to be questions asked on the likes of Paddy Dow, Lockie O'Brien, things like that as well. So there's going to be a few things playing out for us to improve our draft hand. So
I think Jack is the main one for us.
Yeah.
We've
Agreed.
said it in previous episodes. Jack is our priority now for everyone that's unsigned.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he'd be number one now. Let's just get it done.
Yeah.
Which
There
is
was
already
a lot.
done. It's
There was a
already
lot
done,
of
boys.
news. Yeah, it seems like it, and that's the way that the news is sort of swaying towards as well. A lot of news came out about Jack Silvani and his situation across the year. So midway through the season, there were the talks between Jack and the club were that Jack was going to explore his options at other clubs, and then it sounded like not many opportunities came about, or not many options presented themselves forward for Jack come end of the year. And obviously Carlton's finals position might have swayed his thoughts and feelings, and obviously now he's elected, is what the news is saying. He's elected to stay at the club, which in my mind is good news. I think Jack is a required player. He's best 22, and definitely locks a spot in our list.
No arguments there.
Yep.
Yeah, agreed.
great.
Now, tickets were released for the Carlton versus Sydney final. When was it? It was Wednesday last week at
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Man,
Talk us through it, Georgie.
tell us your sophisticated setup.
I can't reveal too many secrets. No, but I know I had about 10 or 11 strands of more hair actually before 10 a.m. on Wednesday. But sorry, Mel, I was killed him. Yeah, geez, it was. Hey, I can't really say I've ever booked tickets for finals before, but that shit is stressful. Yeah, look, as obviously club members and getting the priority to level 1 and 2 seating at 10 a.m. or whatnot, I had every browser known to mankind open. Work phone, laptop, you name it.
Even I was trying to get on.
Everyone's trying to get on. You saw the day before when the Collingwood tickets were released. A lot of Collingwood fans were on Twitter saying I've been a member for 20 years and couldn't even get tickets, and I've been waiting and whatnot, and the constant refreshing of the page, and you're thinking like, okay, do I jump on at 10 a.m. on the dot? Do I jump on one or two devices at 9:50 or 9:55 and whatnot? So it was on one device I actually got through, but I got through at like 9:58. And then it sort of said your tickets aren't on sale yet, refresh or something like that, and kicked me out. So, but shout out to my sister-in-law who actually got through, and I frantically got on the phone to her, and we secured our tickets. So yeah, the Monday Blues will be at level 2, somewhere on level 2. So come find us on Friday night. So yeah, absolute relief. It was nice to get him in. I think it was 10:05, so I was stressed for not much really, but yeah, it felt like forever.
It was the days leading up to it.
I'll tell you what, yeah. Well, the morning leading up to it, I think I went to the bathroom 3 times in the morning. I was nervous as
I was going to vomit at 4 in the morning. My stomach, I was like, I'm going to vomit. If we miss, and I remember laying there thinking to myself, I haven't missed a game in apart from when I went overseas or being unwell, I haven't missed a game in years. Imagine I miss finals. I would have been so dirty. And I was like, no. Because worst case, I'll just buy it off a reseller. I'll pay whatever.
Yeah.
I have to be there.
It felt good getting those tickets, but
it was good.
Yeah.
Got great seats. Looking forward to it. And then, I think they went to the general public at 2 or 3 o'clock or whatnot. And then the club put up a tweet saying that they were sold out later that afternoon. So looking forward to what are they anticipating, 93,000+. Hopefully two-thirds. Well, Sydney, we've got the South Melbourne base, obviously, so there's going to be a few Swan supporters out and about. So, but you'd hope that 2/3 Carlton and fucking bring the noise. It's
Georgie. I don't think anybody. I think we were just too excited. But the way you actually announced to us that you got the tickets was very stressful because you didn't lead. He didn't lead with.
I've done it on
I got tickets. He led with, I've been trying to get on for 20 minutes.
I'm still waiting.
I was like, oh no. And he's like, but my sister-in-law got tickets. Why don't you lead with that?
Look, we weren't stressed enough,
Yeah. Ticket Tech didn't help the situation, I think, with the Collingwood game either, because they released Eric Pritz tickets at the
We're going to that
time.
too.
Me,
We're going
Georgie.
to that too, me.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got tickets for that.
It crashed the site, didn't it? I think it would have brought the site down. Yeah.
So if you're going to be at Eric Pritz, come join the Monday Blues for a Monday sesh.
But no, look, it's we're obviously grateful that we got tickets. I know that was there were quite a lot of members that that missed out, and scalpers were everywhere. So to those members that missed out, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm so excited.
Did you guys catch the people on the Facebook pages selling their member codes? Did you guys see any of that?
No.
Yeah, people were like, "Yeah, I'm not going to the game, but I've got my member code. If you want to give me an offer."
Yeah, right.
Like, there were plenty of them, and I was like, "Bro, that's your code. What if they use it for the next game when we win?"
Yeah,
use it for the granny.
Yeah, I don't know. That was very clever.
Yeah, it doesn't help. The scalping situation obviously doesn't help. But Carl, you said you've got a few tickets for scalping available. How much are you selling them for?
discuss that further in the week. Can't talk about that.
We're joking. We wouldn't do that. Carl definitely
Just
wouldn't
quickly,
do
but you know, with these members, you say, "Oh, you're guaranteed a finals ticket." Well, obviously, you're not. What's the go
that. Yeah,
with
we're
that?
not guaranteed shit.
Yeah.
Can I
You're
can I,
guaranteed
can I
early
just
access.
correct? You are guaranteed access. It's keywords. You're not guaranteed.
Yeah.
You're not guaranteed ticket. You're guaranteed access
read the
to
fine
purchase
print.
the ticket. Yeah.
He's serious?
buddy.
Is that how
Yeah,
it works?
Sorry, Moss.
Yeah.
You just found out.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
It's the fine print is there. Guaranteed access to purchase. So it's nothing ever guaranteed in life. There's nothing
That's
kick in
one
the,
time it would pay to be a St Kilda supporter because you got about 14 other people to compete with. That's it. You got 90,000 of the blokes.
And look, even if Melbourne does have however many members they have, what is it, 75,
22.
76,000? Yeah.
Oh,
Only 13 of them are going to rock up because the rest of them are going to be overseas.
it'll be
So-
too cold.
That's a good point. That St Kilda
Even in
GWS
September.
game, are they going to fill the stadium or what?
Just want to go?
It'll be like there'll
Carl's
be
got
tickets available.
I got
to it,
tickets to
mate.
sell.
I reckon you can rock up.
Oh, I reckon too.
Just paint your hat orange.
Paint your shoes.
Oh, jeez.
Oh shit!
It's going to be.
Good
It's
time.
going to be. I'm predicting 93,500 people at the G on Friday night.
92,154.
Fair.
I'm going
93.
94,492.
I'll say 93,188. Come back. You've got to come back to this timestamp.
What's
This.
his like?
Watch him say
I'm
something
just,
ridiculous. Watch him
what's
say
like, I'm
something
just
like
happy to be there.
92,000.
115.
92,229.
7.
I completely forgot what everyone said, including myself. So,
We've got a timestamp.
We're going to start this.
Amal?
We'll put it up.
You should have first, so you already forgot.
93,487.
It's probably different to what he just said.
It's 13. It's 13 people different.
There you go.
Yep.
Uh,
No, I'm excited. Gents, I can't wait. I can't wait.
I
for
can't
the
wait
finals.
for this preview video coming up because
Yeah,
this
huge.
preview video, we're going to
Huge.
announce the winner of our giveaway of the signed 2023 Premiership Carlton Football Club Guernsey. No. We're giving away the Premiership, signed Guernsey this week. I'm so
Yeah, carried
G'd
away.
up, boys. I'm so G'd up. So make sure
Love
you tune in on,
Yeah.
I think it'll be Wednesday this week because there's a game on Thursday.
Yep.
So Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Make sure you tune in to the Monday Blues live on YouTube, where we announce the winner of the competition and
Huge.
preview our first finals win in 10 years.
Exciting.
Excellent.
Look at the smiles. Look at the smiles.
Exciting.
Gee.
I'm nervous, but I reckon the trips to the toilet are going to increase definitely as the week goes on and gets closer to Friday night. Yeah, just spontaneous screaming. I think it's already happened a few times. I was driving to Chatson the other night in the car and I suddenly grabbed my wife's leg, squeezed her. She's like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "We're playing finals on Friday. Get excited." I'm like, "Get lost. Get off me."
Fuck you and your team.
I saw the
Pretty
way
much.
I saw your secret handshake with that guy.
The secret handshake with all Carlton supporters. You know this.
Absolutely not.
Ay. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I don't know how to feel.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
It's a good excited,
It is.
good nervous.
It is.
Is it?
It is.
Ed Kerno.
Yeah. Good bloke.
GG.
How can we
Grandpa
forget?
Ed.
I tell you what, that's one of the best retirement speeches I've ever listened to.
That was so funny.
It was great.
It's like a stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
That's what he's
It was
doing.
good.
He's retiring footy.
Yeah.
He's doing stand-up comedy.
Nicky Grester, Nicky Austin, a few awkward stare downs down the corridors over the last couple of years.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What's your favorite Ed moment?
From
There's
the
been
from
a
the
few.
street? Or over the years?
From just your favorite Ed moment, career. there's been a few Ed moments on this podcast, but what's your favourite Ed moment?
Grandpa Ed.
Grandpa Ed.
Grandpa.
Shit.
Moment,
Tough
quote,
one, bro.
anything. Anything that he's done, game, moment.
What about yours,
anything.
Georgie?
I think it was last year. Was it last year when the club were talking about? They've done a bit of a feature on him, and they mentioned, and this is just something outside of matches. I'll get to matches, but it was when they mentioned that he took timber from the Pratt stand and used it to build his house.
Did he actually?
He did, yeah, he did. If
Come
you
on.
Google it after this, there was a feature. I remember reading the article, and I think it was the press stand when they were tearing it down or whatnot. And he used the timber to help build his house. Like he was just using the seats and the timber. So like there's always going to be a part of Carlton history in his house.
That's amazing.
Yeah, couldn't get timber. So that's probably one of my favourite stories of Ed. And I know there's been a lot of so many of the supporter base that hang a bit on him and stuff like that. But for me, like the way I like to remember him, this guy was an absolute battler in probably some of our darkest times. Like I feel like he's not going to be. Well, he wasn't the most talented footballer, but he used his hard work, grit, and determination, and everything he had in his locker was out in the field, right? Which is his endurance, his tagging, his. Never forget that game with his 17 clearances or something like that. I can't remember, that was a few years ago, but. Three times best clubman. So obviously he's loved internally, and then the last thing I'll remember him by is this year is his camp.
His camp,
Camp Kerno. So so yeah.
Who would have thought halfway through the year? Who would have thought that Ed Kerno would be the one to light the spark?
Yeah,
whether on field or off field, no one would have guessed that.
Yeah, for whatever sort of limitations he had last year when he couldn't play. Well, he played some VFL games, but he was injured quite a bit and didn't play an AFL game. And then this year, obviously, he's played 16, 17 games, obviously a few off the bench. But, he works his ass off, and he put in those shifts during the dark. Well, he was the only player in that 2013 elimination final against Richmond that he's still in the team. He was in the squad. And then the Malthouse days, and then the couple of spoons and things like that, and he was there. He was battling it out in those days. So thanks, Ed.
Thank you, Ed.
Absolutely, yeah.
Quality.
Anyone else? Moments from anyone else? Sorry, Mike.
On the Fools. No.
I just appreciate his work rate. When that's what he brought to the team. You knew exactly what you were going to get. Just effort.
It was a good tag.
Non-stop effort. So, yeah. Good on you, Ed. Thanks for brothering Charlie.
It's definitely come at the right time, I think, too. Whether he's been tapped on the shoulder or whether he's put his hand up, it's the right decision. No doubt he'll stay within the club and, he'll be that guy that doesn't leave and becomes part of the furniture. But it's a good time for Ed to say, hang up the boots, I think. So,
yeah, definitely.
Good on you, Ed.
Yeah. I think there's plenty to sort of mention, but I can't get over his retirement speech. It's got to be one of the best. Phil Davis retired a couple of days ago, or last week, or the week before, whatever it was, and he couldn't string a sentence together because the bloke was just crying, and some of the other ones that you just listen to are just boring. It's literally like most of the AFL players just have the same box cutter, cookie cutter retirement speech. Love your mum, love your dad, love your wife. Thanks, coaches. I've had a good run. Whereas Ed's was personable, right? Some of the stuff that he said was just brilliant. Like, I want to stay here and challenge for positions. And then, he looked at Cotters and was like, Cotters. Oh, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. His gut running is like no one else's. And it will be missed. It will be missed. Not so much his kicks that went to no one or nowhere, but everything else about him will be missed.
What about this bloke's copping pot shots on his way out?
Hey, don't listen to our content from 12 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No, don't
Delete.
Don't do do that. Anyway, well, gentlemen, we've got a big week ahead of us. We've got the preview on Wednesday. We'll be finalising the winner of the giveaway. We've got the preview for the first final for Carlton in a decade against the Sydney Swans, and then we've got the game itself on Friday night, 7:50 or whatever time it is at the G, and then we've got the first finals preview.
I'm gonna have to do
Monday.
a Kanye West moment. I'm gonna do a Kanye West moment. I'm sorry, Amal. I'm gonna let you finish. Jacob Wiedering is the best fullback of all time. He's gonna be an All-Australian. So
absolutely,
He did get robbed.
absolutely.
Tom Stewart is the Taylor Swift now. Tom Stewart.
I thought Callum
Jacob-
Wilkie was.
Yeah, I
Cam,
don't know.
what-
Give me a spell, man. What did he do to get into the All-Australian team?
What did Darcy Moore do?
It was robbed.
You-
It was robbed
you don't-
right in
you-
front of me.
You don't want to know what Dustin was like. Anyway, moving on. Harris Andrews, I thought was stiff personally.
Absolutely.
I thought personally Harris Andrews was stiff. Like, even if I've taken Weeders out and Carlton bias and stuff, I think Harris Andrews deserves to be there. But
I
anyway,
think
that's just me.
Brisbane copped it a bit because
No
they
lucky
finished
Neil.
second on the ladder and they had one player in, I think.
Yeah, stiff.
Charlie Cameron.
Yeah,
I reckon it's that patch where we had that we lost a lot was probably what caused him not making it, to be honest.
probably.
But oh well. Next year, boys, he'll crack it.
Toby Green is captain, though. I mean, really?
I don't mind that. I think that's well deserved.
Should have been Charlie.
I think it should have been
Yeah,
Bont, if anyone.
Yeah.
How's he best captain? They finished fucking 9th, 10th, whatever they finished.
Yeah, but it's not reflective
GWS,
of the
mate.
team.
GWS, absolutely. He led GWS through an amazing patch of footy. Pretty much the whole year, man. Like where they were after round 5 or whatever, and what he was able to lead them to, I think. Look, Toby Green, like, great player. After what he said after the game last week, full dog. But, yeah, no, great captain. You know,
Was it
great
Hawkins last year, right? Hawkins, I think, got the captaincy last year, which I was
That's
became.
when Cripper was in the team.
Yeah.
I think.
Very
Yeah,
I think Cripps was vice captain.
yeah, I don't know.
GWS is going to be scary come this final series, gents. Just calling it here that they're going to do some damage.
Yeah, I reckon they might come into some form. I think they've got some ghosts of the past that they'll try and get rid of. But there's another team I think that will could go quite deep as well, and that's the Blues.
Oh yeah, football club.
Absolutely.
Oh
Not denying that.
Flaggers.
Get
Hey,
excited.
it can happen, man.
It's happening, boys.
It can happen.
It's happening. It's happening.
Anxiety's kicking in.
Oosa.
You know what's been
Where's my
been
buffer?
great is a few random people and family or friends or colleagues just asking the question, what would you do if you guys won? I don't have an answer. I actually don't have an answer for it because of like it's. I can't.
Amal's going to give everyone a handshake.
Secret handshake. I'll secret handshake everyone on Lygon Street.
Hey, can you imagine what Lygon Street will be like after Carlton win a flag?
Stop.
Mate,
Just
forget
stop.
about normal. Sydney.
There are no more
Even
Italians on
Sydney.
Lygon Street.
No.
All Arabs and smoking their shishas.
Yeah. Once we beat Sydney Friday night, Lygon is going to be rocking.
Yeah.
100%. Musa
Tell you
will be
what,
there. Come
mate.
down for a
100%
signature.
I'll be there. 100%.
I'm coming.
In. Hey, Noddy's
Tell
is
us for a
closing.
secret handshake.
Not is this closing, isn't it?
Yeah.
it's
Don't know. Didn't
closed.
see when.
Yeah,
Is
closed.
it done?
Yeah, close, done.
We'll reopen it. How's that?
We'll reopen. We'll call it the
We'll call it
Notorno Blues.
17th.
Yeah.
No, wasn't that the slogan? We're friends, mate. Not anymore.
It's a bit more than that, but anyway.
Good place. Yeah, hey. Just leave it there.
I don't know what you're talking about there.
Well, gents, until the preview, it's been a good chat. Good to get some of the cobwebs out. We've been off for about a week. I've missed you boys. But we're back at it. First week of finals. Carlton versus the Swans. Preview's
GR.
coming up on Wednesday. Get G'd up. Make sure
100%.
everyone knows.
Guernsey giveaway. Don't
Guernsey
forget.
giveaway.
Yeah.
Wednesday
Live,
night.
YouTube.
Wednesday
9 o'clock.
night.
Get around us.
Get around it. Get around it, absolutely. Until then, it's sayonara from the Monday Blues. Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Sicky no.